Hello everybody and welcome back to my channel. I hope you're having a lovely day so far. As you can see from the title down below, I'm so excited about this video. I'm doing like a battle of the dupes. I'm testing the collection filter finish against the new E.L.F Halo Glow liquid filter. I absolutely adore E.L.F products. I would go as far as to say they are probably my favourite makeup brand. I don't think I've been disappointed by anything that I've ever had from E.L.F. But the collection filter finish launched earlier this year and it has become such a staple in my everyday makeup routine. I use this pretty much every single day. Like, I physically have to force myself to not use this on camera in every single video. So I will be doing half of my face with the filter finish and half of my face with the E.L.F, doing a full day wear test, seeing how they look by the end of the day. I will also do swatches to see how they compare to each other before I put them on my face, and I'm just going to do a very basic everyday skin look. I'm not going to be wearing foundation today. I'm just going to do what I normally do, which is set it down with the L'Oreal Infallible Fresh Wear powder. I do this routine pretty much every single day, so it won't be anything new if you've seen any of my videos before, but obviously just testing these two against each other. So let's just get on into it. So this is the collection filter finish and this is the E.L.F Halo Glow. So you can see they are very, very similar. Obviously the colours are slightly different because this is the second shade and this is the lightest shade, so the colours are a little bit different, but both really, really pretty. I will just blend them out a little bit so that you can see how they look blended. I feel like once they are blended out, they are so similar. Obviously the benefit of the E.L.F one, so the one at this side, is that there's just more shades and more undertones. The deeper shades in the E.L.F one, so this side, are much more like accommodating to deeper skin tones than the collection one. The deepest shade in the collection one, because obviously they've only got 4 shades, is much lighter in tone than the E.L.F one. The E.L.F have 3 shades that are really like warm and deep, whereas obviously the collection only has 1. I will start with the collection one because this is obviously the one that I know. So this comes in 4 shades. I wear this in the shade Fair 1 and this costs $6.99. Obviously both of these are dupes for the Charlotte Tilbury. I don't have that, so I'm just testing them against each other. Now I normally use a brush when I blend this in. I use like a duo fibre brush, but I only have one of these, so I want to try and make this as equal as I can on both sides. So I'm just going to use my hands today, and I normally use 3 swipes all over my face, so I just did like 1 and a bit just on this side. Now I have very, very dry skin, so I love these like glowy base products. So I'm really excited to see how the E.L.F one like compares to this one. Like I say, this is an absolute staple in my routine now. So as you can see, it's really glowy, it's really soft. It just adds like no coverage at all. I don't really expect it to or want it to. It just evens everything out, adds the most beautiful glow. Obviously it is a bit intense sort of in this area here, which is why I set it down with that L'Oreal powder, but let's see how the E.L.F one stacks up. So this is the E.L.F Halo Glow liquid filter. This is £14, but you get a whopping 1.5 millilitres more product for that. So you get 30 millilitres of product in the collection one. This one is 31.5. But for me, the real selling point of the E.L.F one is that this one comes in 8 shades. So let's see how it looks. I'm hoping that this doesn't look too dissimilar on the skin. So I would say that the applicator is slightly bigger for the E.L.F one. Yeah, so you can see the difference in the size of the applicator, but of course they're both very similar because they're both a copy for that Charlotte Tilbury one. And I did get this E.L.F one in the shade 2, which I believe was like light fair, because I wanted something a little bit more tanned and glowy for in the summer. Okay, so on first application, I would say that the E.L.F one definitely has more coverage. Now, obviously, I'm not using this for coverage, but I feel like I needed to use less of it on my face, and the amount of coverage I have on this side is definitely more. I don't know how well you'll be able to see. I have tried to even out the lighting as much as I can. I have a huge window in front of me at this side, and this side is just artificial lighting, so you will have to forgive me if that isn't quite equal. So I would actually say that the collection one, so this side, is slightly more glowy. Obviously it's quite hard to tell because my lighting isn't quite equal, but this side here definitely looks glowier than this side here, which I actually prefer because sometimes this collection one can be a little bit intense, even for someone like me who likes to be seen from outer space. But I like the colour of the E.L.F Halo Glow. I like the warmer undertone, especially for this time of year where we're still in summer, but both are very similar. I would say currently my favourite probably is the Halo Glow. It's just a little bit softer, it's just a little bit less glowy because, like I said, this one can be a little bit much sometimes. I will just do the rest of my face, so I'm going to be using the L'Oreal Infallible foundation in a powder, just with a really big brush all over, the Physicians Formula Butter Bronzer, and then my favourite blush at the minute, which is the Kiko Longwear Hydra Blush in the shade Fairy Pink. Look how beautiful that is, and then I'll be right back. Okay, so that is all of those products on. I will just zoom you in so that you can see the difference between the two sides. So this has set down really nicely, the E.L.F Halo Glow. I feel like this side is more natural, whereas this side still looks very intensely glowy. Like, you can still see all of this glow. I put the same amount of powder on each side, so I hope you can see sort of side by side, especially like across the cheeks and in this center area. I hope you can see how they are like comparing. Obviously, like under foundation and things, they will look different again, but this is like my everyday routine, like I've said 7 million times, and this is how I generally wear the filter finish, the one that I've had in my collection for quite a while. So I will check back in with you hopefully in like 10 hours. It is 9:41 in the morning, so I'll check back in with you when I have given this my full wear test, and we'll see how it's looking by the end of the day and which one I prefer by the end of the day. So it is the end of the day. It is currently 8:05 in the evening. So have I had this on for like 11 hours? Honestly, I can't even remember what time it was this morning when I did that first check-in. But obviously I've had this on all day. It has been a really hot day today. I have had a very busy day cleaning the house, so I've definitely put both sides to the test. This is the collection side. This is how I expect my base. This is how this normally looks by the end of the day. Like I said, this is one that I've used a million times, so I know that this is generally like the standard. This is how it looks by the end of the day. I haven't put any more powder on. I've reapplied the lipstick, but nothing else, and I feel like this level of like glow in the centre of my face here is what I expect at the end of the day when I use the collection product. The E.L.F Halo Glow, I feel like this side looks better at the end of the day. I feel like it's worn better. I feel like it is continuing to wear better. I just feel like that glow that's sort of across my cheeks and like going up into the center of my face is less, and therefore looks less sweaty. Like this side does look a little bit sweaty, and indeed when it's very, very hot, it does get very sweaty and oily looking, even on me with my really dry skin. So I feel like the E.L.F side looked better at the start because it just looked that little bit less greasy looking, and also now at the end of the day I just feel like this side looks a little bit better. I have tried to like even out the lighting a little bit more, and we are fully under artificial lighting now, so hopefully you can still see the difference between the two. They are very, very similar. I will continue to play with the E.L.F Halo Glow. I will continue to test it in a few different ways, test it under foundations and things, and I will leave it in the description box and the comments down below to let you know like how I get on with some of my other favourite products. But so far they are very, very similar. Honestly, if you're on like a very strict budget and you need just the cheapest option, the collection one is great. Obviously there's less shades. If you did need a deeper shade, I would probably go for the E.L.F one just because there are more options, but both very, very similar. I'm glad I got them in like different tones, so I'm glad I got this one in a slightly more tanned summery tone, so I can keep on using this one for the next sort of 6 weeks before it turns into autumn, and then I can switch back to the collection one. But very glad I have both of them. They will absolutely get used. I know that the collection one has been such a staple that I will definitely get the use out of the E.L.F one. But that is my review. I hope you enjoyed it. Let me know if you have both of these, what you think. Do you think the same, like it's just a little bit less greasy looking? That's the only way that I can describe it. Like it just looks more natural. I feel like with the very limited knowledge of the Charlotte Tilbury one that I have, and obviously I don't have it so I don't know, but I feel like the E.L.F one is probably a closer dupe to the Charlotte Tilbury one. Just going off, like I say, the very limited knowledge of the Charlotte Tilbury one that I have, just from like swatches and things that I've seen online and the way that it applies on the face when I've seen people using it online. But until next time, thank you so much for watching. Bye!